Today we'll play another 10+0 training game here on Lichess. As you might know from my first video, I created new Lichess account and we will climb up the rating ladder. So here we go, 10+0 rapid Lichess game. My rating is still pretty low, so we have the black pieces against 24. I like to play the move pawn to c6, the Caro-Kann. Of course I will play the move d5 next. And here we go. This is some weird variation. And now bishop to b3 is the best move, as you might imagine. And after knight to c6, this is the theory. Yes, this is the idea. Of course, now our opponent is attacking the d5 square, but now you simply play knight to f6, developing and defending the d5 pawn. So after h3, our opponent doesn't allow us to develop our bishop to g4 square with tempo, of course. So probably the best move is to play pawn to e6. Although, yes, I think this should be the best move. Maybe, of course, there is this knight to d4 idea. Knight to d4 idea. But then there is this check, and this might be annoying. Knight d4 check. I have b4, so that doesn't work, I guess. b4, queen to d3 takes. Knight d4. Maybe let's play a6 firstly, and then if our opponent just waits, we'll play knight d4. After check, we'll play this pawn to b5. This is my idea. So a6, I think this is nice move, of course. Yes, and after knight to e2, of course, now we cannot play the move knight to d4 anymore. So probably just e6 is fine. This bishop will get developed later on. And after d4, just bishop e7 trying to castle. And maybe I will play b5 and bishop to b7 later on in the game. So, okay, our opponent has castled, I will castle as well. And after something like bishop g5, okay, our opponent plays the move c3. Maybe bishop to d7 is okay. Knight to e4 is okay. Let's just play simple chess. Let's play b5. This move has two ideas. First one is kind of obvious. It is to play bishop to b7, and the other idea is to play knight to a5 and then knight to c4. So okay, queen to g3 has been played, but this is not particularly good move. Of course, our opponent is threatening bishop to h6 because of this nasty pin, but we simply play the move king to h8 if I'm not mistaken. Yes, king to h8 should be the best move. So of course the clock is kinda important in the 10+0 time format. Okay, knight to d2 has been played. Now I think knight a5 should be the best move. Trying to put our knight on this c4 square, which is extremely good for our pieces. And if he takes, we take back with the b pawn and have severe pressure down the b2, the b file, of course. Okay. Now I think the best move is bishop to b7. Definitely just developing. What is wrong with bishop to b7? Nothing. And I will play h6 down the line. Okay, b3. This is move that I don't like for our opponent, because I can simply play knight to b6. And maybe a5 and a4 is idea in these kind of positions. Okay. But still I can play rook to c8 now. Rook c8. Yes, I think rook c8 should be the best move. Of course, our opponent has some play on the king side, but I think after knight to d7, after knight b to d7, I think we'll just trade off some pieces and will be, I think, better because of this pressure down the c file. And of course, our opponent is not developed. Of course, we have to develop our queen, probably to c7 or to when we play knight to d7 and after excuse me. And after our opponent will capture the knight, we'll capture back with the queen. Okay, our opponent played the move bishop to d1. I don't understand this move. I really don't. Probably idea is knight f4, but I don't understand this move. This is bad move. Knight d7 has to be correct in this position. f4, then we have knight e4, and we have much better position. Yes, f4 is just overwhelming. Yes, but this, I don't think this is good for our opponent. We can just play knight to e4. This outpost is very, very good. And this diagonal suddenly opens up, and I don't think white is surviving this. Because of course this pawn is very weak as well. Maybe I will take... Yes, this is weird. Very, very, very weird situation. f6 maybe? f6, knight g4, knight g4. I don't like this. Queen c7 I think is the best move. Queen c7, putting some pressure. Maybe we'll take the e5 knight, maybe we won't. Okay, this is weird. What? I can just take the free pawn, right? What? And after bishop, because I can always take. Yes, this is complete blunder from our opponent. Yes, we can just take. Oh no, we can't. Yes, I missed one tactical detail there, but I think the idea still works for us. Of course, our knight is hanging here. Yes, but yes, I saw that, but I can take the queen, and after rook takes queen, I can play rook to d8, attacking the knight, and both pieces are attacked. And I think this position should be much better for us. Of course, in the worst case scenario, we can take the bishop and then... But I think rook to... What is wrong after rook to d8? Oh, he has... But I have f6. No, I don't have f6. This is what I missed. Bad move from me. Because after rook to d8, knight e5, and he's threatening the fork. I don't know what to do here. I thought this is fine, but it's not. I overlooked this tactic. Really, really bad for me. Yes, let's just play. Probably rook to d8 is still the best move. And after there, after knight to e5, we simply play king to g8, and then f6, and probably I need to give away the exchange. And even rook to d8 was a mistake, of course. Just pre-moving because we only have 3 minutes and we're completely lost. So, but okay, we have the bishop pair, we have some pressure around the c file, and maybe we still manages to hold the position actually. Not trading. We play bishop to b6. Maybe. We take. And bishop to f6 probably is the best. threatening the fork, of course. After bishop to e3, rook to c3, there is something to play for, because you cannot defend the bishop. Only move is king to f2, I think. The only move. Yes, this is mistake. I can just sacrifice the rook, and I'm back in the game. Or am I? I'm not. I mean, I win a pawn for an exchange, but yes, of course. King f7 probably. Of course, this is pin still. And now I take. I play, I don't know, something like g6 maybe. Trying to hold the position. We play just fast, and of course check is mistake, I think. Yes, this is mistake. This cannot be the best move. I will just start marching up. Maybe I still have chances to win the game. Oh, he made big mistake. Wow. Oh wow. This was check, and now I win the game. Let's go. Very bad game from me, but anyways, we manages to win the game. Now I simply need to play faster, because I only have 2 minutes and a half. Okay. Now I have this tactic. Bishop to f3, I think. And he cannot take the bishop, because this is simply losing after king to d3. So what should be the best move? Maybe something like, I don't know, just. And I just kinda stalemate him. I play bishop to h5, just playing quickly, I don't care. And I have this idea. Because I have bishop and I can wait, of course. This position is completely lost for my opponent. He can just resign. And then we will analyze where I did a big mistake. So make sure to watch the analysis as well, so that you see all the tactical complications. So now my opponent needs to play something like king to f1, which of course is the only move. And after king to d2, of course, my opponent can simply resign. Of course, my opponent resigned, but I think I was lost. Let me quickly show the game. Let me quickly analyze the game. After e4, of course, c6 the Caro-Kann, of course, idea being to play pawn to d5 and kind of attack the center from distance. And after bishop to c4, this is known as hillbilly attack. This is not a good move, because after d5 you can see now I'm attacking the bishop, and the main idea after bishop to c4 or hillbilly attack is to play bishop to b3 and to sacrifice the pawn to play queen to h5. But this is of course not particularly good. So after e takes d4, e takes d5, excuse me, of course c takes d5, and after bishop to b3, knight c6, just developing, of course. Maybe here, yes, I should have played the move e5, just controlling the center, but I wanted to play this move a6. Why? Because I wanted to play here move knight to d4. Let me just check out with the engine. And what about bishop a4? Just bishop to d7. And this position should be better for me after queen to d1. Okay, that's very logical, because I have 3 pieces developed and he only played the move h3, so this position should be better, and the move knight to d4 in this position should be the best, or at least better than a6. So after knight to e2, my idea was gone. There is no knight to d4, because knight to e2 defends this square. So after e6, just developing. This is simple chess. b5. This is really good idea. B5, bishop B7 is an idea, but of course now C5, the C4 square is very strong and is supported by my two pawns, and after knight A5 and knight C4 this will be a great kinda outpost for my knight. So of course after queen to G3, now there is this threat of bishop to H6 because of the spin, and of course maybe bishop d6 was better, and after queen to f3 I would just win a tempo, and after a5 maybe threatened the move a4, but anyways I played the move king to h8, just sidestepping from this annoying pin, and after knight to d2 I simply played the move knight to a5, which computer doesn't like, but after bishop to c2 and after knight to c4 you can see why I played the move knight to a5, because this c4 square for my knight is very good, and of course after knight to f3 I played the move bishop b7, developing my last piece and kinda connecting the heavy pieces, and after b3 I played the move knight to b6, and after knight to e5 of course now I play the move rook to c8, putting this rook on this semi-open c file, of course attacking the c3 pawn, excuse me, and after bishop to d1, which is unreasonable, but which is bad move I think, and bishop d1, what is an idea, just undeveloping the bishop, that doesn't make any sense. So after knight b to d7 he played the move f4, which has to be a mistake, because now this e4 square is an outpost for my knight, so after knight to e4 I'm much better. The computer thinks that this position is almost losing for white, and after queen to f3, queen to c7, just pressuring the pawn. Here after bishop to c2 I played the move knight takes c3, which is not a mistake, and after knight takes c3 I played the move queen takes c3, which is not good, and after knight takes d7 here is where I made my first big mistake. Of course the rook on a1 is hanging. What? Why did I took the queen on f3? What? The rook on a1 was hanging. I haven't seen that. Of course, this is the tactical detail that I missed. After queen takes f3, this is of course a horrible mistake, because I lose on exchange. And after rook takes f3, of course I played the move rook to d8, which is a mistake again. I should have just played the move rook to c2, and after knight takes f8, bishop takes f8, this position would be just, I would have a bishop for a rook and I would have an extra pawn, and after I played the move here rook f to d8, after knight to e5, the only move in the position, I took the c2 bishop, and now I lost this pawn, so I just lost an exchange and don't have a pawn for it. So after rook to f2 I just let rook to c8, I didn't trade, and after f5, which I think is mistake, because I can just take and play bishop f6, and now this is kinda sketchy, because after bishop e3, rook c3, rook to f3, I thought that this position should be not +2, not losing for me, but I think I had great drawing chances after rook takes c3, and of course the idea being that I win one of the rook back, and I win a pawn for it, so I thought that this has to be good for me, and of course he made this horrible mistake here. Yes, rook e8 to go to h8, and the position is probably completely losing, because after d4 he can play rook h8 and he can simply take, or no, he cannot take, because of course my pawn goes to d2, but you can see why I'm completely losing. So after g4, now d4 comes with tempo, comes with check, and the rook is lost, and the rest of the game was pretty easy. So I just walk my king, and here is where my opponent resigned. So I played horrible game of chess, but of course I was lucky that my opponent played this move pawn to g4 here. So now that we have rating like 1900, we'll get some tougher opponents, some tougher games, and we will learn some more. So if you like the video, make sure to subscribe to follow more such content, and see you guys in another video.